let's take a look how the macros work. The first thing is to press Alt plus F11 to display the macro files. It's the Visual Basic editor, and here at the top you see some things that are done when the document is opened. He calls here the macros. Print area is the macro to define what should be printed. It calculates the age of the customers, the in-house time, the date of the seminars, dependent on the actual system date on your PC. Here is written if you change something in the list, it will recognize it and does something for you. We will have a closer look in a minute. And in the module are the actual macros, like how to sort things and how to count customers, calculate ages, and so on. Let's take a look at the first feature, a suite. So we type an S and it makes the suite. How does this work? So it's this one here. There is the range where we define this range 6, for example, and he looks at the range consisting from cell row 2, column 1, which is our first cell, to our last cell, row 50, column 1, and every time we write an S, he writes suite, or L, loft, R, romantic suite. Let's make a change to my suite. It should work out. Let's take a look. Loft and suite becomes my suite. This feature for the address works as well. We can type in F for female, double F for Mrs. The only thing that changed is here we have to define a new range. Instead of 6, it's now 7. And we look at the cells. If something is changed, you see it's now column 3 instead of column 1. The next feature is the age. It's calculated here in the macro. This is a function. Here it calculates the age for every row until the last row. If the age is older than 1 year, then it calculates the age in years, and if the age is less than 1 year, it calculates the age in months. We'll use the system date as well as the date of birth. So the next one is the in-house time. It's calculated dependent on the actual date of your system time and the date of the arrival, which is column 19. And the I is for the loop. It will go for every row from 2 until again the last row, which is, he calculates the last row for every entity in the column number 4, which is here our names. Here we use the timestamp function. If I type in 1, it's the the date of today. If I type in 2, it's tomorrow, and use 0 for yesterday, and 9 the day before yesterday. This works again up here. He takes a look at the column 19 from row 2 to row 50, and this 1 is now. Here is the format. You can change this format as you like. Just take a look at the internet, and here 0 for the day. It's for yesterday. It's the -1, and 9 the day before yesterday. Therefore, is the -2. When he finished, he will calculate the in-house time. Another thing is the shading of special guests, like VIPs. Let's say he's an actor, just helps you to identify. And again, it's written here. We define the new range 13. And to take a look at the column 22 from row 2 to row 50. And if anything changes here, so it doesn't matter what I type in, he will call calculate color macro. The calculate color macro is in our module, and it says take a look at the last row. First, it will remove all the color. This is from the first cell, row 2, column 1, to the last cell, the last row, column 22. It will make everything white. This is the RGB color. And then he goes through every row and looks at the cells in the column 22. If there is something, this term means if it is not empty, then use this range. The I stands for the current row that is checked. And from the first column to the column 22, you will assign this RGB color. You can look up your color of choice and add the values here. And now we can sort our customers, which is handy to have the macros right up here. The macros are again in this module, and for example, it's this sub area would sort this one here would sort at the first column, and then first column is the first key, and the second column is the second key. So it goes loft, 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 and then loft 1, loft 2, and so on. Here it says last row is counts the rows in the column number 4, and the last column is every this is the last column, because he needs to sort everything. You don't want to sort just one column, or everything would get mixed up. And here is your key 1. This is the A column where the errors are, and the key 2. The second priority are the room numbers. And sort of order is ascending. You can do descending if you like. So take a look at sort here, and here the play button, you can sort it. Sort the other one. The macro you place the cursor in is the active one. I'll use this one, and you can see it. This works out. There are 3 ways to access the macros. The most complicated way is the one here. You open the editor and you click this play button, and it works for you. You could also define hotkeys for the macro, but the most convenient is to place it up here, and you can assign symbols as well. So how does this work out? You go there, and additional commands, or I don't know what's in English, click there, and there are your commands, and we choose our macros. And very important, you don't want to assign it for your standard documents, every document you use, but you want to assign it for this specific document, which is important. If you save the document and hand it to someone else, he can open it up and he will see these additional buttons as well, which is not the case if you do this for your standard documents. So we choose the macros and our document, and here we see all the macros we want, and I already edited. I remove this one to show you the principle. I will sort it alphabetically, add, and then here I can assign this one. You can change the sort order. Okay. Another feature is the custom sort method. You can. I wanted this to be pointed out -1 point, and then -1, and then 0, and then 3. It's done when we hit this button. We'll calculate the time dependent on this column here. Sort time of a seminar. This is the sort list. We will look at the column G, and he will use this custom list, which becomes very handy if you use the list for something else. You can type in whatever you want. This will be your custom search order. Let's take a look at the drawbacks. If you would have to invest some time to program the macros, and if you should remove some of the columns, everything would change the position. For example, when we used the column 20 to calculate our seminar time, it would not work out if I remove this one here. I had to change the numbers here as well. Let's make some troubleshoot. Let the timestamps work. There's the text format important. Let's try it out with date format. Type in the one, and there's the error. You have to change it to the text format. If you copy something here and the numbers appear twice, let's say I copied this one down here, and there would be range 12, and I change something here and it will give an error because I assigned this range 12 multiple times. So I change it, and to make it work again I have to press the play button again. There it goes. I hope this video helped you to use macros. You can modify them and search the internet if you need additional ones. Bye.